My name's Carlos Portis. I am the co-founder of Inveloped. Our initial product is called Soft Cards, allowing people to send digital greeting cards through their favorite messaging platform, whether that be text, Facebook Messenger, and the like.
I built this myself with a little help from my dad.
My typical day is essentially waking up. I have two lovely little ones, 1 7, 1 4. On an average morning, they're honestly in the bed with us. We're trying to get them to stay in their own bed still. And then it's a matter of just getting them ready for school in that first, I think we usually have like 30 minutes or so. And then after I take my little guy to school, sometimes I take my daughter. Usually my wife will handle that. My day job is essentially I work for the University of Dayton Research Institute as a UX UI designer. And then I have my company as well, where we make digital greeting cards and things like that. During my work hours, I focus on my 9 to 5, and then after my work hours are over, then I transition to working on my business any chance I can. I feel like I've always had entrepreneurial endeavors ever since I was younger. So as far as back as I can think, I was raking leaves for money, mowing yards, and then after I graduated college, I went to school for visual communications, doing web design, and then I ended up working for my church right after I got out of school, which was a tremendous blessing. So I was handling their marketing and all of their graphic work to where other churches were kind of catching wind of what I was doing at my current church, and they wanted to know if they can have a website built, and I was happy to help. And then it just continually grew to where I was doing that for other churches, and then I ended up expanding and doing it for other restaurants and other businesses in the area. I really remember sitting down. I was rocking my son. He was, let's say, 7 8 months. I know he was still nursing. He was on a bottle in the middle of the night, like I said, playing with the texting platform and just looking at what people were able to do with SMS, which is just a technical term for being able to send text messages, and the technology that's behind that in the marketing that we're doing, and just kind of putting pieces together, thinking about my skill set and being able to make web pages. And I was like, is there a way to where we can make little individual ones that are personalized with the person's name? I wanted to see if it was possible for me to build out what I was envisioning to a certain point, without having to put money behind it. And as I was kind of putting those pieces together, like X would connect to Y and et cetera, I was like, okay, I'd be able to build a rough prototype with just my skill set to have a proof of concept. And then once that light bulb moment kind of happened, I was like, okay, I'd be able to do this. Let's go ahead and push forward. Like for me, like I feel truly blessed from the background that I came from. So I say with my parents, grew up a military brat. My dad joined the Air Force after going to Ohio State for a few years. So we moved to a couple of places. I lived in Vegas, Japan for a couple of years, and then we came back to Ohio here in Dayton. The running joke is always that the military was saving money and ended up moving us as close as possible to Cleveland. But being able to settle down and have roots in Ohio has been awesome. But how much I appreciate the military and my dad making the decision to kind of change the trajectory, I'd say, for his family by being a black man joining the military and just kind of separating and getting away from a certain environment, essentially, just allowed us to blossom. I think, as with anything in life, whether it be business, whether it be time with your kids, you have to be intentional about it. And it's one of the things that I've learned and that I'm continuing to learn. And I feel like I had one of the best examples in the world with my father, who was always intentional. And I not just with my father, with both of my parents. But I know it's one of those things that as a man and having another man as an example, and just seeing the way that he was an amazing father for me and for my sister. Would get off work after a long day. He said, in the military, coming home in his BDUs, putting his bags down and being willing to just hop on a video game or play basketball. Like he spent tremendous amount of time, with us. And it's one of those things where, like, I focus now, where it's like having such a great example that I try to hold myself, to that, and make sure that my kids have a dad who's not only physically present but mentally present. And it's one of those things where you may have self doubt about, but just always weighing your intention and actually, making sure that you're taking action and having the right intent. I think more than anything, sometimes we just may get discouraged about the timing, or not I'll say the timing of certain things, where it's like, you want it all to happen all at once. And if there's anything I realize about the entrepreneurial journey, it's that sometimes it's a long haul. You got to be willing to put the adequate amount of time without sacrificing family.
My name is Carlos Portis, and I'm an entrepreneur.